Hi guys, Football Cards and Stickers YouTube channel here, and today we have a complete review of the Topps England 2014 World Cup sticker collection, obviously produced by Topps, and their sales are in a starter pack where they give you an album and 4 sticker packets for the fairly good price of £2, as you can see there. So you go out and get a starter pack, and as you see there's the sticker album there which comes in, and there's actually 4 different sticker packets, picture type packets in here, so we'll just take you through those first. As you can see on the back there's the barcode, and they advertise 7 players per packet, although it's only 5 stickers, just a little marketing trick from Topps there to try and mug off their customers. And here we have the first type of picture pack here, where you have the big image of Ross Barkley, and then you have the Three Lions badge there, the England 2014 logo, and of course the Topps logo, and saying it's the official England World Cup sticker collection, although it does include all other nations who are participating in the 2014 FIFA World Cup held in Brazil. Also on that pack is 4 of the finest players in the world, as you can see. The greatest goalkeeper of all time there, Gigi Buffon of Italia. Then you have CR7 of Portugal, Vincent Kompany, the best centre-back in the Premier League, and of course the best striker in the Premier League, Sergio Aguero, who is Argentinian, so they'll be expecting big things from him. In the second version of the packet, we have England's star player, of course, Wayne Rooney. Then you have the Ivory Coast Yaya Toure, who is a fantastic midfielder. And then the UEFA Champions League Player of the Year 2012-13 season. Here he is, the Frenchman Franck Ribéry. And then you have another fantastic striker in the name of Luis Suarez, who is scoring goals for fun for Liverpool, and it'll be interesting to see how we get on for Uruguay. And finally you have Bastian Schweinsteiger of the European champions FC Bayern Munich, and of course Deutschland, who always perform well in World Cups. In the third packet, strange choice for England here, we have James Milner. And then some lesser known players in the World Cup here. Here's Keisuke Honda of Japan and Milan. And then you have Victor Moses of Nigeria and Chelsea reserves. Or he's actually on loan at Liverpool at the moment as we speak. And next up we have the Stoke City goalkeeper and Bosnia keeper, Asmir Begovic, fantastic goalkeeper, that's for certain. Sure to move to a big club, a big team club soon. And then finally you have the veteran of the US, Landon Donovan, in that packet. And in the last packet, yet another strange decision from England to have Phil Jagielka as the large player. It just shows the poor squad which England has going into this World Cup. Probably the poorest squad in most people's living memory, I'm told. And then the 4 individual players, they're different again. You have Thiago Silva, the big money centre-back from PSG in Brazil. Then you have Luka Modric, who's plays for Real Madrid, a bit more regularly now, and of course Croatia. Then you have the flying wingers slash striker, Alexis Sanchez of FC Barca and Chile. And of course Andres Iniesta, who scored the winning goal in last World Cup final in 2010. And he plays obviously for FC Barca and the world champions España. So that's the 4 different picture packs. Let's move them just a little bit out of the way so we can isolate the sticker album. As we say, comes in the starter pack, and on the front cover we have the same branding with the 3 lions in the corner there, the England 2014 branding. Then of course the Topps branding, and of course you have 5 of the England players featured on the front there, a bit more realistic here with some classy players, where you have Stevie G, Frankie Lamps, Wilshere, Ashley Cole, and of course England's #1 Joe Hart. Also some fantastic players in the stickers shown there. As you can see, the smaller stickers: Franck Ribéry, Landon Donovan, Alexis Sanchez, Gigi Buffon, Modric, Yaya Toure, Vincent Kompany and Bastian Schweinsteiger. And then on the bottom we have featured Percy of the Netherlands, Andres Iniesta, Luis Suarez, Ronaldo of Portugal, Thiago Silva and Sergio Aguero. So quite a lot going on the front cover, but nicely designed. It's a poor kind of cardboard. Just show you this spine here. You have to be very, very careful with this spine. As you're sticking the stickers in, this spine will crease and could well fray. Luckily I've been very careful when sticking this in, but that's just a quick hint for you. Let's have a look on the back of the album, where they promote their Match Attacks collection, where you can get a Wayne Rooney limited edition silver by doing a cheesy print me card online at topsdirect.com. Bit of a waste of time, but if you want a Wayne Rooney silver, that's the way to go. Then of course there's their weekly Match Attacks magazine subscription, where they advertise that, and of course the Top Swap and Play tour, which, as this video is being uploaded, will probably be currently going on. So as you go inside the front cover, the first page, we have a list of contents there, and it has the England squad in the first few pages, and then all 11 players from each team in all the groups, Group A to H, listed in page number, as you can see there. On the facing page we have a forward here from Woy, and of course the England Free Lions badge, Woy as in a sticker, and just a little celebration sticker that they can't believe they've qualified for the World Cup. And then we move on to the England squad. There's 30 stickers, individual stickers in total, as you see here. Some of top selections are a little bit questionable. As you can see, John Ruddy is there rather than Ben Foster. I'm pretty sure Ben Foster should go. Let's hope he does. And then you got the defenders there. For example, Chris Smalling has made it into the squad. As you can see, some of the stickers actually are shiny. As you can see, Ashley Cole, because he's a quality player, but unfortunately Kyle Walker isn't. So they do rate sign us some players here, as you can see. Also, the other shiny sticker there is Steven Gerrard. As we move on to the midfield, and then the last of the 30 in Topps' unofficial squad. Obviously they've included Raheem Sterling there, he's a quality player, JD, and they expect to come back from Canada, and Danny Welbeck, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, has made a shiny sticker, and of course the only England superstar who could make a difference against the top international sides, Wayne Rooney, of course, he had to be a shiny sticker. So then as we move on, we move into the groups, and of course Group A with the hosts Brazil and Croatia. As you can see, each team has one star player sticker and 10 smaller stickers, 2 of which come to each sticker, as you'd assume, guys. I'll just take you through, as we have the Brazil one there, which is Neymar, of course, the star player, and then we have the 10 stickers there. And then, of course, the Croatia, we have Luka Modric. I must admit, I thought Mandzukic would have been the star player, but he's actually in the squad. And the rest of the teams in Group A, here we have Mexico and Cameroon, as you see, with Chicharito. So it's very Premier League based, as they assume he's the star player, rather than, of course, Giovanni sitting down there. And, of course, we have the flower seller Samuel Eto'o as the star player for Cameroon. I don't think many people would argue that fact, but I'm sure there will be someone. Then we have, moving on to Group B, we have the World Cup finalists on the same page, as you see here. We have the world champions Spain and the runners-up the Netherlands. Of course, the star player for Spain, Andres Iniesta. Fantastic midfielder. You could have picked any of these 10 as star players. Magnificent squad of players, and the only surprise, or not so much a surprise as Topps are very linked with the Premier League, is that Fernando Torres is sitting here as a sticker in the Spanish squad, and Diego Costa has been omitted, which is pretty much unthinkable. I'm sure that won't happen. So there is glaring errors from the guys at Tops, who obviously their football knowledge is limited, but overall they've done a good job, but I've missed plenty. Then we have the Netherlands, and as we say, Premier League based bias, where they give the overrated Robin van Persie the star player, rather than the fantastic Arjen Robben, who plays for the European champions FC Bayern, and of course Netherlands, and is just unmarkable, a fantastic player. And then we move on to the last two teams in the Group B. They're Chile and Australia, and of course Chile, with Arturo Vidal the star player, has rejected numerous approaches from Real Madrid for his signature. He's not interested in joining them at the moment, I should stress, guys, as they throw more and more money towards Arturo Vidal. Obviously got quite a good squad as well when you look at it, with Yara, Medel is okay, Alex Sanchez is absolutely superb. And then we have Australia. Don't know so much about Australia anymore. They have the veteran there, Tim Cahill, and their star player is Jedinak, of course, a Crystal Palace player who plays in the Premier League. Surprise, surprise. Then we move on to Group C. We have Colombia and Greece on this opening page. Of course, the big money signing for Monaco, James Rodriguez, is star player there. They'll be expecting a lot from him, and of course Jackson Martinez is highly linked with a big money move to Serie A. And of course you have the quality midfielder Freddie Karin, who's currently stuck at Inter Milan despite not wanting to be there. Let's hope he can get out and move to a bigger team. Then we have Greece with Socrates there, the Borussia Dortmund centre-back. And of course you have a Fulham striker there, big money Fulham striker, who's struggling to get in the team as we speak, but I'm sure he'll settle eventually. And completing that group is the Ivory Coast and Japan. As you see, Yaya, star player there, but also has the mighty Didier Drogba. I'm sure there's goals left in him in the World Cup, and we'll be seeing a couple. And of course we have Japan here with the Manchester United midfielder, Kagawa. Some good players there as well, of course, obviously Keizuki Honda, who's struggling at AC Milan at the moment. Then we move on to Group D, and of course England are featured again in this group, and we have Wayne Rooney, the only possible choice for the star player, of course, for England, but have some other decent players in the squad, to be fair, as well. We have the veterans Gerrard and Lampard, but have a very, very poor defence now, and I'm sure that will be exposed within Brazil 2014 at some point. Then of course we move on to Italia, and the Professor Andrea Pirlo, star player in his last World Cup before international retirement. They also possess the finest goalkeeper of all time in the name of Gigi Buffon, of course, and a lot of these are World Cup winners, Gigi Buffon being one of them, and then Andrea Pirlo another. But they also have some fantastic centre-backs in the name of Giorgio Chiellini and Andrea Barzagli. And of course they have some up-and-coming players as well, with the Pharaoh El Shaarawy there, who could cause a surprise. And of course there'll be Giuseppe Rossi, who isn't included within this 11, but he will be sure to start for Italy, a fantastic striker. Of course you Manchester United fans will know a lot about Giuseppe Rossi. Just a quick note on that as well. As we're in the centre pages here, as you can see the staples there, there's two staples. Please be careful when opening these pages, as the staples will move within themselves, so you have a little bit of trouble. I'm sure you guys will appreciate, so be very careful as you're opening the pages. Obviously these pages are very, very low quality sticker albums, so to keep them mint, be very careful as you're turning the page. Next up, of course, we have the rest of Group D with Uruguay and Costa Rica. Uruguay, of course, their star player Edison Cavani, 55 million, PSG striker, fantastic player. Let's hope he can get back to Serie A very shortly. He's hugely linked with a move back to the Serie A, as he enjoyed it there, and of course he'd love to be in the Bianconeri team. What a fantastic acquisition he would be, and I'm sure he's going to have a good World Cup. Of course, we have Muslera in goal. They've quite a decent side, Uruguay, actually. They've got the veteran Diego Forlan. And, of course, all you Premier League fans will know about Luis Suarez, of course, who's scoring goals for fun for the Scousers at the moment. Then we move on to the Whitman boys of Group D, allegedly, and we have Brian Ruiz, of course, as the star player. And then you have Joel Campbell there, who's on loan from Arsenal Olympiacos. Of course, he scored against Manchester United in the Champions League. Moving on to Group E, of course, now. We have the Swiss and Ecuador on the facing pages. Switzerland, of course, with their star player Shaqiri, the FC Bayern reserve, but a fantastic prospect for the future. And then, of course, you've got the animal Berami there. And, of course, Gökhan Inler, who plays for the Gypsies of Italy, Napoli. Then we move on to Ecuador, where their star player is, of course, Valencia, the Manchester United flying winger. And also have a couple of young good players coming through Ecuador. Next up, we have France and Honduras completing the group. And, of course, the star player for France, Franck Ribéry. I don't think many people can argue with that, as he was the player of the season in the UEFA Champions League 2012-13. Actually voted that, even though a lot of us wouldn't give him that prize. Then, of course, you got Karim Benzema, who can have goals in with himself. And unfortunately, they've missed out one of the finest players in the France national team, if not the finest, who will have a magnificent World Cup. Yes, of course, Paul Pogba, and he's been omitted from the set. That's a horrendous error, a real horrendous error. Paul Pogba not being in the France team, but I'm sure you guys will enjoy the World Cup and be able to see Paul playing in the World Cup. Then we move on to Honduras, and I can't believe the selection. The Figueroa is the star player. There's only one star player in this Honduras team, and there he is, Carlo Costley. What a player, what an Adrenaline XL card. He should be star player of Honduras at all times, there's no doubt. I don't care about my bias. Carlo Costley, he's the man on that Adrenaline XL. Next up, we move to the next group now, of course, and we have the other South American fancy team alongside Brazil. Of course, it's Argentina and their star player, Lionel Messi, who probably will go down as the best outfield player of all time once he's retired from football. I don't think there's much argument with that. The guy's a genius, and the only thing you can say is he hasn't produced it on the international level for Argentina at the moment with their lack of World Cup. When you go back in comparison with the druggy Diego Maradona single-handedly brought the World Cup home for Argentina in 1986. The Argentinian fans will be expecting this guy to do the same, otherwise he will be compared unfavourably with Diego. Of course, they have Gonzalo Higuain from the Gypsies, Napoli, and of course a fantastic striker in the name of Sergio Aguero from Manchester City, who is just a goal machine. They also have some animals within midfield. He actually plays at the back for Barcelona, but of course there's Javier Mascherano. And then we move on to Bosnia. And one of my favourite strikers in the Premier League, it's Edin Dzeko. He's classed as the star player, fantastic player. They also have Ibisevic from Stuttgart, who I've seen play a few times. He's a really, really good player. And of course a fantastic goalkeeper in the name of Asmir Begovic, who plays for Stoke City, sure to move to a bigger club very shortly. Completing that group is Iran and Nigeria. I expect Argentina and Bosnia to qualify from this group, but let's just have a little feature on Iran here. And we have Reza as the star player. Have no idea really on this team. This guy looks like the veteran though, with 138 caps, 37 goals, Nekunam, so maybe expect a showing from him in the corner there. And next up we have Nigeria. With John Obi Mikel as a star player. They're kind of going through a transitional period, Nigeria, so expect them to be competing for bottom place in the group. And next group we have is where the Germans make their debut here, and star player, unbelievably, so Premier League biased, is Mesut Ozil as the star player of Germany, with players such as Marco Reus, Bastian Schweinsteiger, Mats Hummels, Philipp Lahm, all those players should be ahead of Mesut, in my opinion anyway, from what I've seen of him. But as you see, the Germans have a good experienced squad, as you see, with Philipp Lahm with 104 caps, Schweinsteiger here at time was with 100 caps, and Miroslav Klose with 130 caps and 68 goals. That is an unbelievable record, goal scoring record for the German national team. And their competition within this group is, of course, Portugal, who have that one man himself, CR7, Cristiano Ronaldo. With him, anything could happen. They also have the Brazilian-born Pepe, who plays for Real Madrid, of course. And, of course, Nani, if he can recreate his form of a few years ago at Manchester United, then maybe he will be a decent player. And completing that group, we have Ghana and the US. Here's Ghana with Kevin Prince Boateng, where his brother's actually in the German side, Jerome Boateng. But Kevin Prince plays for their country of birth. And, of course, have some decent players in here. Of course, Asamoah, a very, very decent wing-back, left wing-back, an absolute speed merchant. And, of course, they have Christian Atsu as well, who's playing very well this season. Next up we have the US with the veteran goalkeeper Tim Howard, the star players Clint Dempsey there, as you see. And of course they have the veteran and the US football icon Landon Donovan in his last World Cup, I expect. I can't imagine him being in the next one, although he's only 31 years of age. His caps are 154 and goals 57. Fantastic record for the US. And finally we move on to the final group, where we have a quietly fancied Belgium squad, unbelievable squad, although Christian Benteke has been ruled out of the World Cup already with a bad injury now during an Aston Villa training session, so he will not be at the World Cup. But the star player, of course, Eden Hazard of Chelsea, I don't think there's any argument with that. He's going to be a big star within the World Cup and will get goals. Then, of course, they have one of the best young up-and-coming goalkeepers in the game so far, Courtois. Expected to be back at Chelsea next season. The Premier League fans will see how good this guy is, and he really is a decent player. And, of course, the best central defender in the Premier League, Vincent Kompany, he's Belgium. So many, they've got an embarrassment of riches, basically, Belgium, with huge expectations will be on Romelu Lukaku to score the goals now Benteke is out, but is a fantastic prospect for the future, Lukaku. Within this group, they compete with Algeria, as you see here, and their star player is Feghouli, of course, and they could cause an upset or two, who knows. It's a pretty inexperienced squad, as you see, but there's one experienced player there, Bougera, of course, with 60 caps to his name. And completing that group is Russia, who are expected to qualify with Belgium, and, of course, South Korea, who are a very pacey team. Russia's star player classed as Shirokov here, as you see, but they obviously have goals in Kurtzakov, and their quality young midfielder there, Zagoev, can cause trouble. I'm sure you guys agree. Next up we have the South Korea finally team with their star player Sun Heung-min, only 21 years of age, and he's quite an inexperienced international team, as you see there, but they'll be very fast paced on the counter attack from what I've seen of them, so wish them guys the best of luck. And then you have a little competition on the final page here, where the few people who are interested can get to win a training session with Jack Wilshere. And of course you've got details on how to complete the collection, where you can order by post there, online at topsdirect.com, and just a few details on mail order terms and conditions, etc. So I hope you guys have enjoyed that review of the Topps England 2014 World Cup sticker collection. Don't forget to leave the video a like, of course. Sorry if it dragged on a bit as I was nattering on. But I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Like I say, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And of course I'll see you guys all in future videos. But until then, arrivederci.